25 just hit theaters. Yes, this is indeed is a legacy sequel to the original three Naked Gun films, which came out from 1998 until the last one, which came out in 1994. This film is directed by Akiva Schaffer, who is one third of the Lonely Island trio. He has directed films also like the Chippendales movie from a couple years ago, as well as Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping. This was also produced by Seth MacFarlane. In this movie, Liam Neeson is the lead as Frank Drebin Jr., the son of the main protagonist, Frank Drebin, of the first three films, who was played by Leslie Nielsen. In this film, he is in the midst of figuring out this crime. After someone passes away, he goes to the person's sister's house, and that is Beth Davenport, who's played by Pamela Anderson, becomes a love interest, but also someone Frank is trying to figure out if he can trust throughout the entire film, as there's a tech billionaire who is Richard Kane, played by Danny Houston, who might not be as good as Drebin thinks he is towards the beginning of the movie. Also in the film is Paul Walter Hauser as Ed Hawken Jr., who is the son also of one of the characters of the original films, who was played by George Kennedy. The film is an hour and 25 minutes and is PG-13. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new review here at Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Zennerberg. We're talking 2025's The Naked Gun. So if you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do box office breakdown shows, out-of-theater reactions, movie franchise rankings, and movie and TV show reviews. So if you like any one of those things, this is the channel for you. Subscribe, ring the bell. If you're new, comment down below. What are your thoughts on The Naked Gun? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is this your introduction into the Naked Gun franchise, or are you someone who grew up watching these movies, or your parents grew up watching these movies? Love to hear your thoughts on the franchise, where this ranks for you, down in the comments section down below. Also, guys, please hit that thumbs up and helps you creators like myself get seen by more people. So, going into this movie, I gotta be honest, I was really excited for this movie. I grew up in a household where my parents and really other members of my family absolutely adored the Naked Gun franchise, especially Leslie Nielsen. And we were kind of forced. One of our big comedies when we started getting into movies and comedies was our parents wanted to watch the Naked Gun movies, and the Naked Gun movies have still stuck around in pop culture as some of the most important comedy films of all time. And Leslie Nielsen still goes down today as one of the greatest comedic actors of all time. But the one is so funny that for years, no one was really talking about bringing this franchise back. But hearing that Seth MacFarlane, who again I'm a massive fan of, Family Guy, Ted, one of my favorite comedic performers of my lifetime, to producing it. And then Akiva Schaffer got me even more excited because he's the director. I'm a massive fan of the Lonely Island crew, which is Andy Samberg, Jorma Taccone, and Akiva Schaffer. And Popstar, which came out in 2016, which Akiva co-directed and starred in, is one of my favorite comedy movies of my lifetime, or if not of all time. I love that movie. I also really like the Chippendales movie from a couple years ago on Disney Plus. I love Lonely Island, so that all got me excited. The trailers won me over, and I gotta say, I absolutely love this movie. I will say as well, if you have never seen a Naked Gun movie, yes, there are surely references to other Naked Gun movies, but this movie is not there just to be a nostalgic trip of a 90 minutes. It's doing a lot of the same type of jokes. But I think if you've never seen a Naked Gun movie, I think you're going to get a lot of enjoyment at it. If you're a massive fan of the Naked Gun films, I think you're going to really like this movie more than the people who maybe have not seen the films in this franchise. And that's where I am at. I absolutely love this movie. And it's been a sad time for comedy movies because when I was growing up, there were basically every other month, if not every month, there were one or two major studio comedies that would come out. And each generation kind of clamors for their own type of comedies. But I grew up with films like the Seth Rogen era of comedies, or like the Jump Street films, or there's so many, or the Will Ferrell movies I grew up on, or Ben Stiller, or even Adam Sandler. There's so many of these actors now, and it's so rare to see a major studio make a major comedy movie release in theaters. It feels like every single comedy movie these days is straight to streaming or PVOD, and it's a movie theater experience that I honestly have missed. And it feels like the only time we get to laugh with people in the audience is if we're watching a superhero film that has to throw in jokes every 30 seconds. Comedy movies have really gone away, especially raunchy comedy movies and or spoof comedy movies have been done so much that now people have really not wanted these films. And I am someone who's been dying to go back to a movie theater and laugh for 90 minutes with strangers. And I gotta be honest, this was definitely one of the best movie theater experiences I've had this year. It is a blast to watch an 85-minute comedy movie that doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever. Just like the other Naked Gun films, this movie has jokes, spoofs, pop culture references. Everything, every single joke that a writer can think of is thrown at the wall and it's in this movie every 30 seconds. It really is like a joke every 20 to 30 seconds. And I found myself laughing for a good 85 to 90% of the jokes in this film. Hysterically laughing. I even was crying laughing at one or two particular jokes. This is an outrageously hilarious movie that people in my theater were also hysterically laughing from the moment the movie started until the very last credit of the film. It is a such a fun time at the theater. And again, Leslie Nielsen is a really tough act to follow. Again, he's one of the comedy greats, but they really found the perfect Frank Drebin Jr. with very similar first and last names to Leslie Nielsen with Liam Neeson. And this is an actor who has gone through so many different eras of his career when he was a very serious, dramatic actor, then moved into some blockbuster filmmaking of Star Wars in the late 90s, then becoming a full-fledged action star in the mid 2000s with the Taken franchise. And really, Seth MacFarlane has kind of been the one putting him in a lot of comedy movies. If that was A Million Ways to Die in the West, his cameo in Ted 2, but now it's his first major leading role in a comedy film, and he is fantastic because the only reason that these jokes in the Naked Gun franchise ever worked was because the characters tell them very seriously. Like, don't act like it's a joke. They say these outrageously stupid phrases and jokes, but they have to say it with a straight face. And that's what the greatness of Leslie Nielsen was. Like he could say this outrageous, over the top, stupid stuff, but keep a straight face like he's having a real conversation with someone. And Liam Neeson has that quality. He is so good in this movie. Obviously, when the action happens, he's obviously more than capable to do that, but he's so funny in this movie. His comedic timing is perfect. Don't be shocked if more movie studios want Liam Neeson in comedies in the foreseeable future. Pamela Anderson has had also an unbelievable career now where it felt like it was dead for decades, and now she is back with a huge comeback with a SAG nomination for a movie last year, and she's also really good here. Because again, in the very first Naked Gun, Priscilla Presley was also very good and had to be good for that first Naked Gun movie to work. And in this film as well, Pamela Anderson has to be great for this movie to also work. And she is really funny. There's a particular scene in a club that she absolutely brought my theater down. It was a fantastic scene. She really delivers. She obviously has great chemistry with Neeson. Danny Houston, who obviously plays a villain in every movie, I think that is why he fits perfectly as a villain in a Naked Gun movie, also has to, yes, tell jokes, but be on the receiving end of a lot of jokes from Liam Neeson and still hold its own. He was clearly having a ball in this villain role. And also Paul Walter Hauser, I think, was perfectly cast as the son of George Kennedy's character from the original films. That was really good. But again, this movie is doesn't have really the plot doesn't really matter. The plot just helps us get to a billion jokes. And my theater was laughing, I was laughing. It really makes me again passionate about comedy movies because the movies, whenever I'm bored in my life and I don't have a show or movie I have to watch, or I don't have a sports game to watch, when I'm bored, the thing I want to do is put on a comedy movie, have a good time for 90 to 100 minutes, and forget about the seriousnesses of life and escape and laugh. And I think that the last like decade plus has been so depressing for the comedy movie genre. And I really hope that everyone out there goes, sees The Naked Gun, enjoys themselves, and tries to. And again, we can keep clamoring for movies like this. The audience, if you guys want comedy movies, go back to the theater. If you like this movie, have a blast with The Naked Gun because I think this is one of the best times I'll probably have in the theater all year long. I'm giving The Naked Gun a 4.5 out of 5 and 86%. What are your thoughts on The Naked Gun? Let me know down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.